Hello everyone, welcome to Life on Lindy. My name is Stacy. I'm glad to have you here. Yesterday I painted the back door and today I'm tackling the casing.
Gonna lay here on the grass.
I have to take off the weather stripping or what's left of it before I can get it ready to paint. When my dogs were smaller than they are now, they used to love to chew on the weather strip. Dean is taking off the shock for me. I can climb up there and do it, but he doesn't like for me to climb. He's having a little bit of trouble with one of the screws, so he's about to switch over to the drill. And there's the drill. There's what looks to be decades of old cracked paint and adhesive from the weather strip. I thought I was just going to be able to take a scuff pad and just scuff it up a little bit and smooth it all out, but I was way in over my head. So here I am with that scuff pad thinking that this is just going to go really quickly and I'll have this thing painted and done in no time. Nope.
I'm always feeling homesick.
I soon realized that I was going to have to break out the power sander. Y'all see the ratty canopy top outside my window there? That's storm damage. We had to order a new top for it, but we don't have it here yet. And I realized that the lighting is bad, but we get a lot of sunlight here and there just wasn't much I could do about it considering I had to have the door open to work on it.
Friendly faces, and perhaps I'm going back.
Even with using this little electric sander, it still took hours to get all that smoothed out. I think I used 5 different sanding pads on it just to finish it. It was in pretty rough shape, but I finally got it all smoothed out and wiped down and ready to paint. All this sanding left a thick layer of dust on half the house. I'm still not finished cleaning it all up. It's everywhere. But I had to do it. I just couldn't sand all that down by hand. We've lived here almost a year and a half and we've done so many projects to this house, but we still have so many more left to go. So I finally got it all smoothed out and cleaned up and ready to paint, but I can't paint it until after 9:30. That's when the dogs go to bed and they'll be in their kennels. They're like kids. They go to bed at 9:30 and then they get up every morning at 7:30. It's dark now, but I'm finally getting to paint and I'm hoping that it's gonna look good because it's dark. I have the lights on, but it's still dark. I'm using a little detail brush to get in the tiny crevices. It's looking a whole lot cleaner and I'm hoping tomorrow in the daylight it'll look as good as I think it does.
Of all the magic places in the world I've been to, this is where my heart is. Oh, you know.
Tomorrow I'm also going to have to touch up some of the cherry stain. This is the paint I use. It's just Valspar Ultra High Gloss Paint and Primer in one, straight off the shelf at Lowe's. Now it's the next morning and I'm starting the day off with washing all of our bedding. Once I get that first load into the washer, I'm going to get an early start on making dinner. I'm going to make some boneless pork ribs.
I wonder.
This time I coated the boneless ribs with Grill Mates Hickory Barbecue Pork Rub, some Grippo seasoning, which packs some heat. I might want to let you know that now. And I used the bone-sucking sauce rub. Later I added some Sweet Baby Ray's hickory and brown sugar barbecue sauce.
It really makes me wonder.
After I got them all coated pretty good, I put them into the crock pot. They were still kind of frosty, a little bit frozen, so I didn't add any water to the crock pot. I just put the ribs in there by themselves.
Out come the trees, it gets undressed when it's cold.
And then I added some more seasonings just because I wanted to.
Could it be to make the ground shine like gold?
I cooked them on high for about 6 hours and they were falling apart.
Until winter comes.
So while that's cooking in the crock pot, I continue on with my day and I still have a lot of laundry to tackle. Now I'm throwing my big fuzzy blanket into the dryer. Luke and Violet are trying to help. Now I'm throwing in our sheets. Yes, I'm still using the wintertime flannel sheets. I just don't know how much longer it's going to be cold here, and these are the most comfy sheets I think I've ever had. I'm even thinking about buying some flannel sheets that have a more spring-like pattern on them. And now I'm folding up these rugs that I've washed so many times that I'm surprised that they're not completely falling apart. That and the dogs drag them out the doggy door every chance they get. Luke's trying to get one now, but I got him. I had to shut the door so I could stop them from dragging everything that they could get their teeth on through the doggy door. Here's a look at the door after I've already touched up the cherry stain. And now I'm kind of halfway folding up the sheets because I'm getting ready to go put them on the bed. You'll notice that I'm struggling a little bit trying to get the clothes out of the bottom of the washer. I swear these are the deepest washers that I've ever seen. But you'll see that I have a solution to that. It's my handy dandy grabber. This thing comes in handy more times than you could ever imagine. This laundry room or closet or whatever you want to call it, it's on my short list of things that I want to get done pretty soon. I just haven't gotten around to it. We have so much to do, and it's springtime and it's getting close to pool season and getting the patio set up and deck and all that good stuff. Those two flamingos that are sitting on top of that cabinet are part of the patio decor. I had to put them up high enough that the dogs couldn't get them. And now it's time to go make the bed. I always know I have a 50-50 shot of getting the sheets put on right the first time, and this time, somehow, I did. I realize some of you will think that I put my blanket and my top sheet on in the wrong order, but I did that on purpose. I love the feel of that fuzzy blanket, but we sleep with the ceiling fan and a table fan on, and the air can go through that blanket, but if I put the top sheet over it, it's just enough to be comfortable. That little rectangle blue pillow, I call that Dean's whoopee. He sleeps with it under his arm. He says it makes his shoulder feel better, but I still make fun of him for it. Got it stuffed into that pillowcase. Seems like it takes me forever to get this comforter put on the way I want it. I tug and pull on it and tug and pull on it, and it just takes forever. I always have to have it perfectly even on both sides, but I mean, does it really even matter? No one can even see the far side of the bed. my fur wizard. Best invention ever for getting cat hair or dog hair, but my cats shed more than my dogs off of anything fabric. I got that off of Amazon. It comes with a smaller one too, and I take that when we go on vacation or traveling or just need to clean off dog hair or cat hair off of dark clothing.
I'm still a kid trying to act like they all taught me.
And here I'm putting the pillows back on the bed. I'm so picky about getting those pillows spaced just exactly the same too. I might be a little OCD.
Oh, it hurts to grow up, 'cause nothing makes sense anymore.
And yes, those are snowflakes on the blanket at the foot of the bed. It might be time to start thinking about putting a spring pattern out. But here in Kentucky, you never know what you're going to get. One day it could be snowing and the next day it could be 75. You just kind of have to go with the flow. And yes, that was Japanese Cherry Blossom body spray from Bath & Body Works. I've used that as a room spray for as long as I can remember. And these chests are 5 feet tall, and I'm 5 feet tall, so I had to get the little step stool to clean them off. And I love to dust with a feather duster, but Violet loves my feather dusters too. She's destroyed 2 of them so far.
Where nothing makes sense anymore.
Now I'm gonna vacuum the floor. This rug, this shaggy rug, it is so hard to vacuum. But I love this rug, it's so soft and comfy. I have shag rugs in the living room and in the foyer too, and they're all back breakers to vacuum. I didn't show it, but as I was vacuuming under those chests, I sucked up a cat toy. I had to retrieve it and give it back to them. Now it's time to mop. I'm using my old cedar spin mop and Mr. Clean Febreze scent. That stuff smells so good. Now my bedroom's all clean, and I'm gonna go check out the stain on the back door and see if it looks nice. We do still have to buy some weather strip to go on it, but that's it. Now our room is all clean and fresh. I love the way it feels when it's all freshly cleaned. It felt so good to get in bed that night, and we both slept so well. The smell of fresh, clean bedding, it just puts me to sleep right away. I'm happy with how the door and the door casing turned out. And when Dean gets home, he'll put the shock back on at the top of the door, and it'll be finished, and I'll be glad.
Look into each other's eyes.
Other than Dean putting the shock back on at the top of the door and getting some weather stripping and putting that back on and sealing the threshold, this door will be done. And now more of the one thing that will always be there for you, laundry.
So all that's left is you and me.
At this point, I'm beginning to wonder if the laundry is ever going to be done.
Hold my hand and hear the words
I'm a stay-home wife, but I think I'm busier now than when I worked a full-time job.
Build a secret place.
But I'm also happier now. I love being able to be home with the dogs and the cats and just take care of the family. And I'm quickly learning that YouTube takes up more hours than anyone could ever dream.
Quiet voices in the night.
So I'm finally getting the last of the laundry put away, and it's time to go back to the kitchen. The ribs were in the crock pot on high for 6 hours. I now took them out of the crock pot without the juices and put them into a covered dish, and I covered them with the Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. I put them into the oven on 400 degrees and left them there for about 20 to 25 minutes until the sauce all got really thick and gooey. We're having mashed potatoes and frozen corn to go along with the ribs. Lately, I always use the yellow gold potatoes and I leave the skins on them. I dice them up, I put them in the strainer, I get them washed, then I put them back into the pan and get them boiling and cook them until they're fork tender.
Caught up in a dream. Standing underneath the lights, look into each other's eyes. There's no one left.
I always buy bird's eye frozen corn. It's my favorite. I just put 4 cups of it into a microwave safe bowl and put that in the microwave, and I microwave it with a half a stick of butter in 3-minute increments until it's the way I want it.
The moonlight shines.
Then I season it with salt and pepper to taste.
Wish that I could close my eyes and drift into a
Do you guys see the big paw print on my back from my big dogs?
my sheets.
They're huge, but they're still babies. I love those babies.
And all the moments that I've missed. But one thing that I'm sure of is that you are the one, the only one for me.
Have the corn in a microwave safe bowl, and I'm adding salt and pepper. I also added a half a stick of butter, and then I microwaved it, like I said, in 3-minute increments. I think it took about 12 minutes altogether. Now I'm putting the ribs into the oven so they'll still be hot when Dean gets home from work. They turned out so good. I spooned some of the sauce over the top of them, and they just fell apart with the fork. Let me know if you make this recipe.
But one thing that I'm sure of is that you are the one.
After dinner, Dean put the shop back on the door, and now it's good to go.
I do worry over every situation. The feel desperation. All that matters now is that
What's he got in his mouth? She's got it now. Oh, it's a chewy.
Like I said.
Is that it?
No. I can take it back to work.
Why?
I forgot the little thing that goes on, holds the door open.
Womp womp. Wouldn't be a project if something didn't go wrong. That looks right to me. That looks right to me.
I mean, it goes anyway. Here's the fun part right here. Now I gotta pull this out and hold it.
So you guys
You're gonna have to take it
Oh,
apart.
you know what? This thing goes the other way. You're supposed to wrap around
Okay.
that. This part always goes over this.
Okay.
So, looks like that. Yeah, come here. I forgot to put that on.
All we had was time.
Well, if you put it on beforehand, it just goes on normal, like it did earlier. And there it goes. It's not a finished thing if you don't drop something.
I'm leaving
What I
every
need
bit
to
of
do
that
is I
in
need
there.
to take this off. Huh?
I'm leaving every bit of that in there.
Now this is my fault for forgetting to put that on. I mean, I ought to just take these off, be done with it. You know.
My original thought was I was gonna have you do it and take a picture, but this is a lot better.
Hey, you know, just you got wires. I'll put this back up here.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. All right.
And it's a pretty door. And there we are.